Hey again, YouTube, and welcome to my long-delayed Doctor Who DVD update. And yes, I know I didn't get the usual unboxing video done when the November releases came out, but we're now going to look at them, so here we go. And I'm back. And actually, before going to these, I actually put in the one that actually should have been part 2 of my September DVD release series. Just moving my chair around. And there goes the box. But, anyways, so this one did not come with the September releases when they originally came out. This came a few weeks later. And oddly enough, this was not shrink wrapped when it came out. So, actually, the one unboxing video, which I actually did have on tape. Anyways, Creature from the Pit. One of the few much maligned Tom Baker stories from what many consider to be his weakest season, but I don't know, I think it has its strong points, and you're probably not going to get a normal season when you have Douglas Adams as your script editor. But anyway, so here we have Creature from the Pit. And when you look at it, especially in some of the early scenes, it's actually amusing to see what the creature looks like. And I'm not going to say what it looks like because I don't want to get flagged, because YouTube seems to be somewhat touchy about, well, everything. So anyways, we'll take a look here at our special features. So this has got your usual commentary, which actually I haven't listened to. Actually, I haven't had a chance to listen to the commentary on a lot of these recent releases just because I haven't had a lot of time. Anyway, so we have interview taped on location, so forth, and kind of explain the problems that they had in devising this creature. Extended scene, which actually I haven't watched yet either. But anyway, so Creature from the Pit. Probably not on anyone's most wanted list, but I don't know, it's still entertaining. Then you go out to this. Now, for a lot of people, myself included, Revenge of the Cybermen actually has a special meaning. Back in 1987, this was actually the first Doctor Who that I watched on, well, actually, believe it or not, it was Betamax. I didn't actually purchase it, but I rented it, and back in those days, as a lot of people did because the cost of videotapes are so prohibitive, I just transferred it from one beta tape onto another. Not that I'm endorsing that, because needless to say that's somewhat illegal, although it's, well, probably not much of an effect now. No one actually uses beta. So anyways, we have Revenge of the Cybermen. This actually has what has probably become one of my favorite documentaries. So essentially this one checks lies and videotape. Focuses on what it was like in the early days to actually find Doctor Who that wasn't airing. Now, for those of us in Region 1 and some other areas, we didn't really have that problem because this show was played repeatedly on, well, PBS in the US, and most of Canada gets PBS. Well, states PBS. Canada, we also had them played on a regular basis on TV Ontario. In the early 90s, actually late 80s, early 90s, the show was also played from beginning to end a couple times on YTV. So our supply was, well, we had a lot to go on. But unfortunately for those in the UK, once the story was aired, it wasn't really aired again because it was viewed as being, well, after the second playing, there were rights issues and so forth, and it just wasn't seen as profitable again. So the idea was that the episodes would never get seen again, so you had to go through, I guess, hoops you could say to get them, whereas, you know, you might trade videotapes with other people or get them sent over from North America, or there's some stories of Australia that was also playing them at the time. So anyways, talking about VHS and the often poor quality had actually brings back a lot of memories of how I used to collect TV shows before we had DVD back in the day. So that's Revenge of the Cybermen. Also, I should add, this was the Cybermen's only appearance with Tom Baker. The story itself, I don't know. For me, it's kind of the nostalgia factor, because this was actually the first episode of Doctor Who that I actually had on tape, so I used to watch it over and over again. So I don't know, the nostalgia factor has probably taken away some of my ability to look at this one objectively. Perhaps not one of the stronger stories, but still entertaining nonetheless. Then Silver Nemesis, part of the 25th anniversary of Doctor Who, featuring the Cybermen. Obviously, they would be the Silver Nemesis. The Sylvester McCoy years are kind of an odd time within Doctor Who. This was actually, the first season was awful no matter which way you look at it. By the second season, it had started to improve. Then by his third series, it was, well, a quality show again. And this shows where the franchise was starting to turn in the right direction. Unfortunately, by this point, it was too little too late. Now, when I look at this, now one thing that I actually wish they would have included in the special features on this was, at the time the story had been aired, there was actually a documentary that had been made on the making of this story that is nowhere to be found on the DVD, which actually I actually expected that to be on there, so I was a little disappointed when I found out that it wasn't. But anyways, but we do, regardless, have our typical documentary commentaries and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, yeah, I know these were a little later than usual, which I do apologize for, but I'm going to try and essentially get back to making videos the way I used to with the frequency I did. I've just been way too busy the past few months to actually get them done. But now that I have the time, I should be able to get more. So on that note, take care, y'all, and I'll see you or talk to y'all soon.